the return of Tony Ferguson. He returns to action on the 20th of December. Misfits Mania, Dubai. This is the card headlined by Andrew Tate against Chase Damore for their heavyweight title. Tony's on the card. We found out about this a couple of weeks ago against the mechanic, Warren Spencer. There it is. The man who fought and lost to Dylan Dennis back in August. Of course, we remember Tony Ferguson defeating Salt Papi in one of the all-time best moments of 2025. El Kakui now, kind enough to join us to talk about this big return fight. There he is. Hello, Tony. How are you?
Hey, cheers. Good morning. How's everybody doing over there?
Everyone's great. How was your Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving was good, dude. I'm gonna be real. I owe you kind of not an apology, but I'll say that I wanted to come on your show right after my fight.
Yes.
Unfortunately, my puppy passed away, Knuckles. I've had her since 2011, and it was kind of hard. We flew back, and the day, that night that we flew back, she passed away that night. So it was kind of like a bittersweet victory, like / everything. But yeah, so otherwise that's why I disappeared from everybody. So it wasn't like I was just trying to hide and shit, just trying to deal with family loss.
No, I understand, man. And my heart breaks for you. I was never a dog guy myself, but we got a dog like 7 years ago, and I understand how much it means to the family. How are you guys doing after that? Especially because it seemed like it happened somewhat out of the blue.
Oh yeah. It happened right out of the blue. She lived an awesome life. I mean, I've had Knuckles since about 2011. So when I was first over at Knuckleheads Boxing, to maybe just right before I beat Ramsey Nijam all the way until, I won the belt for the boxing. So she lived a full circle, man, which is pretty cool. And we ended up buying another dog. We got another dog, and she's a hairy little one. She looks like a little fucking Ewok, but it's a blessing. And like I said, I mean, life moves on, but it makes you put in perspective of how everything really is, and you can't take anything for granted. We're lucky that, as Thanksgiving was just here, you hold those that are around you a little bit closer, and you just kind of be thankful for everything a little bit more.
I love it. Amen. And I'm glad to hear that you guys have added a new puppy to the family. So can we talk about that fight and that experience, man? The reaction to your win was so nice. Everyone was so happy for you. Did you feel that as well? Did you feel the love? Did you feel that reaction? Because it just seemed like everyone just wanted to see you get your hand raised.
Yeah, but it wasn't like somebody was going to give it to me, right? So it was really, I had to really earn it. You're talking about all the way from camp, all the way to when we were walking out where the Flames did something to me, which was pretty cool. I mean, Goggins, I'll touch base on this. Goggins was one of the dudes that said, Tony, when the lights turn on, something happens to you. It's just like you're not the same how you were in the octagon. And something happened where when I was in the back preparing for Misfits, it wasn't the same walkout. It wasn't the same walkout into the UFC ring, and it wasn't the same vibe. I had shoes on. There was just like everything that I probably could have like looked forward to and probably threw me off guard and balance. It did it. It helped me focus on everything that I really need to do. I trusted the process in which my coaches, Haas from Knuckleheads Boxing and Rashad Holloway from my team, and then some of my sparring partners, Tommy, like these. I trusted in what we had did, and I made myself really uncomfortable. So that way, when I would go out there, I would be comfortable. It really took me maybe a round or two to finally like get back into my groove of things, how I was over in Mexico City versus RDA, just kind of hitting the same target and things. And, it was just, it was crazy just going back into the corner in between rounds and then making sure listening to my coaches, I knew I was breaking them down. I could tell that his energy level, my experience from wrestling and all these different sports, I could just tell that he wasn't as powerful from before. And I could just tell things were starting to slow down, his conditioning, my pressure, everything. And then I could just feel the crowd. I heard the crowd. The crowd was fucking amazing. You guys are always fucking great. But at that time, when I was going for the finish, everything just went zoom. And it was like tunnel vision. And everything just was quiet for just a second. And as soon as I knew that I had him against the ropes, I knew that this was the way to finish him. And I threw a bunch of barrage of punches. And then here he comes and stops it in. And the only thing I could think of, man, was absolutely fucking nothing. Ariel, like, damn it. What about time? Like, holy shit, about fucking time. Like, you missed this feeling. Like, this is what it's about. Like, you win for so long. I'm not saying like you get bored of it, but it's like you stop counting like the fucking, like the dubs and all the other things. You just fucking it just loses touch of itself. And this win was like a big, huge deal to me, man. I got a piece of hardware. I heard the crowd. I heard everybody around the world, and it was exactly what I needed to be able to help me get back to where I really wanted to be. Put it that way.
Did you feel like a weight was lifted off your shoulders?
Uh, oh man, I'll be real with you. When the GFL, remember how like at the beginning of the year, like it was just like a whole bunch of just stuff going on and nothing was following through. That was where a lot of the weight was at. It was just like not knowing what's going on. Like I want to compete. And it's like, what's going on? Like, don't take a break. Don't stop training. Like, you have to stay active. And I remember my dad, he tells me, stay close to weight. He's like, if you're going to compete multiple times a year, just stay close to weight. It was the best advice I've gotten. And then, my other coach is saying, go back to your warm up. And I would do that. And being real, the more that I kept with my routine, the more structured I was with everything, waking up early and doing all the things, getting to sparring and then doing the extra credit and not doing too much coaching football and all these other things. It kept me so damn busy where it's like I didn't even feel like the weight was on my shoulders anymore. It was accepting that this is what I want to do. And to be able to accept that, there was hardly any weight. Like, I'm going to be real with you. But I get what you're saying when you talk about like with the win, when you feel like the weight was off my shoulders. So yeah, I guess you're actually really right on that one. It was finally being able to add another W, man, to that fucking record is just absolutely needed. So I appreciate that.
I appreciate you saying that because some people might dismiss that, but this was talked about for a while and you're so beloved and people wanted to see you succeed and be happy and have your arm raised. And so I'm wondering in the aftermath if you were able to acknowledge the toll that the streak took on you, about the way things ended, and if that moment, if that win, if that arm being raised in August helped wash that all away, and now you can kind of move on and build on that. Did you feel like you really, really needed that and was missing that?
Man, I'll tell you again, like when things are just so chaotic, you don't really have time to plan or to worry about a lot of things, especially in this kind of sport. I mean, you're talking about when I got the victory and then, obviously like, my pups passed away and then thinking about like I had zero fucking time to think about like the stuff that I probably should have. And I didn't. It didn't hit me until like maybe like a month later about like, from going from, the wins to the losses to back to where I'm at. And I played so many damn sports, Ariel. I mean, I've got a bunch of rings, I got medals and a bunch of things. And I could tell you that was the most I've ever lost in my whole entire life at one fucking time, like ever. I'm not saying that was what I wanted to do because I wasn't. I didn't want to go and get hurt. But when I took a look at the people that were around me and how they were affected about how I was going about my camps and how I was, getting outside of the fight, and I was causing more harm to others than I was to myself. And you guys see me inside the cage. I can go in there. Somebody tries to snap my arm. I'm going to get up. I'm going to beat him with it. So it's like, I don't mind pain, but I had to start accepting that the fact that there's more to life than trying to look and search for that pain type of stuff, that there is real things out there. Sometimes you're just looking in the wrong spot. And, it's taken a while for me to be able to have a good direction to where I really want to go and have an idea. And I'm glad that the sport is something that I've wanted to do my whole entire life. I get to put shoes on, like I told Lloyd back in Abu Dhabi against Michael Chiesa. And, I just talked to Warren Spencer just a second ago. We did our fucking virtual face off. And one thing that we agreed on was the shoes factor. Like when you're in MMA, like I grew up playing sports, playing shoes and cleats and all this shit. It's like when I went into MMA, it was like, damn, I feel naked. Like this is a part of me that I grew up with. And now, this is a chance for me to be able to go out there and do and move how I want to move, which is fucking awesome. So December 20th, you guys better tune in.
What did you make of Misfits as an organization, the way they treated you? How did you feel after that first one?
Okay, so I'm glad you asked this question because I didn't know what I was in for. Whenever I go to UFC, I would always give hugs and I do everybody. I've been there for a long time. I just, you kind of know people that are just there behind the scenes. You just know that's the mechanism that works. And it's a really good mechanism that runs. So I'm kind of biased when it comes into from the UFC and everybody else. But when I went over to London, when I went over to do my mid interview or my face offs and stuff, even before the fight, I found that it was ran very, very well. It wasn't like it was, I don't want to explain it like that. It just was ran really well. I didn't know anybody. So it wasn't like I was around giving hugs and knowing everything and so on and so forth. It was strictly business and how they handled themselves and how the security and how everybody was and just how really well ran it was. I was very impressed. Not knowing, just not knowing. I've been the only other types of fights I've ever been to are like not smoker fights, but my up and coming fighters that are up and coming, it's not as big as the UFC. UFC's, I always explain it to a lot of people that they're doing it right. And when I walked out in the Misfits realm, it was awesome. It was amazing. It was the coolest shit. I had flames in front of me. I saw the boxing ring. It was a whole new aura. You had loud, crazy fans, just like the UFC, which is fucking awesome. But it was like a whole different vibe. And I have to tell you, Mams and then KSI and all the guys and all the family from Misfits, I have to say thank you very much for opening the doors. I'm not sure if you guys do that all the time to people, but you put the energy out that you want to bring back, and they definitely showed it that they know how to handle business.
One fun little byproduct of all of this was like this, I don't know, this MMA Avengers squad was formed between you, Dylan Dennis, and Darren Till. What was that like? And did you see that coming? Did you think that would actually happen?
So I didn't see his interview. I didn't see Ariel's or your interview with Dylan. I didn't really pay attention too much to the shit. What I know is like sometimes it's just like there's a lot of hype that goes into it, and like it's not like I hate Dylan or nothing. So I saw Dylan right there, and we were kind of like, "What's up, man?" And then I fucking was like, "Fuck it." I held up my phone. I was like, "Let's get a picture," and we got a picture. And then oh boy, Darren Till was over there too, and I was like, "Hey, Darren, come here." So we ended up getting our picture, and it just fucking ended up working out because we were on one whole side, and the whole side. I'm not saying it was B side, but those guys were on the other side, and it ended up working out, which was chill. We weren't fighting each other. This is how it was, and fucking, it was cool, man. I mean, that was a great picture. I mean, I have some pretty cool pictures with people. I got one with Khabib. I made that fucker stand there and pose with me for a fucking second.
When was
I got
that?
one with Connor McNugget.
Oh, the Khabib that's back in the day.
This was at our press conference.
Yeah. I thought you meant like from that weekend. I thought you meant from that weekend. Yes.
No, but I just love pictures. So there's another picture that I got where I've got one with myself. You have Golden Boy. You have Lorenzo Fertitta. You have Dana White and Anthony Kiedis all in the same fucking picture right after my Barbosa fight.
Oh, wow.
Like the most random type of fighter in pictures. And another one I got is Vanderlei Silva and Chuck Liddell.
Wow.
And another fighter, I forget, and my wife. We were all in the same, like this. I think fighting is just one of those things that just brings people to fucking together. Like everybody can agree that it's like when you get inside a ring or a cage and you wobble it just brings fucking people together. And it's like, some people just don't. I get it, but I mean, shit, for a guy like me, hell yeah, that's cool as shit.
Okay, so then when this was all said and done, how did we end up with Warren Spencer as your next opponent? How did we end up on this card against this guy?
Right. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to keep competing. When I got into the UFC and I was getting higher up in the rankings, it became very scarce. I was competing maybe once, twice a year, rather than when I came out of the Ultimate Fighter when I was 6 times that year and then another 4 the next and another. I love to compete. I had asked Lloyd, and we talked to Mans. I said, I want to fight again. I would like to fight again. They had a card coming up, kept patient. I thought we were going to fight Gibb. Apparently he's got a lot of things going on and this other stuff, and he wanted to relinquish the belt. So, hell, fuck it. So Warren stepped up, and I remember ended up fighting Dylan, and he didn't have too much of a boxing. He kind of hit him a couple of times, but he put himself in Shitsville. So, I mean, it's not a bad opponent. I want to know, Ariel. This is the crazy thing. Saul Poppy was 6-2, right? I'm 1-0 as a boxer. I'm gonna go towards to be 2-0. So whoever the fuck they put in front of me, I know they're gonna be preparing because they know who the fuck they're gonna be in next to. So I mean, this guy's got Andrew Tate in his background. They're probably throwing absolutely everything they possibly can at him. They had Saul Poppy and over there training with them too. So this is just like the Ultimate Fighter again, Ariel, where you had everybody trying to go against me, and it's like fuck. And so I'm excited about it because I'm just like, fuck, I do really well when it comes to things like that or when people talk shit. And this dude says that the Misfits boxing ring is for washed up UFC fighters. And only way I'm washed up is I'm very cleaned up now, man, and I'm ready to fucking rock and roll.
How do you feel about this whole Andrew Tate thing? He's fighting on this card for the heavyweight title in the main event. How do you feel about his inclusion in this now?
I mean, look, when it goes into the fight game, and he's a fighter, right? I mean, it's kind of hard to stay away from it. I told the same thing about Connor. I was like, look, you can use the game genie for so long, but like you're gonna miss it. So you're gonna probably end up coming back. Andrew's probably one of those guys. I saw one of his fights where, he had something with his eyes, and that just sucks when you have to leave something like that, and then it kind of gets at you. So I can understand how he wants to come back and fight, and it's cool. I think the more the merrier, and shit, fuck it. Everybody wants to see him fight anyway, so fuck it, let's go.
Okay, so you have no issues with that.
Why am I gonna have an issue with this dude? You got Anderson Silva fighting T. Woodley. I'm not gonna have any issue with anybody that wants to get out there, train, have the balls to fucking go in there and spar, like show up, take care of your diet, make weight, do all this other shit. Like, I got a little bit of respect for people that want to do that rather than sit down and bitch and moan and not even pick up a pair of fucking gloves. To be real, I mean, I think that if fans say that they don't want to see it, they do want to see it. Either way, they're gonna fucking watch.
Mm-hmm.
So regardless if you say yes or no, you're going to be looking at the highlights on Instagram and wondering who the fuck won. So in essence, don't be a fucking asshole. Just watch our fucking fight and don't stream it. Buy this shit.
Do you feel, it's interesting because I remember when your fight was announced against Sal Papi, you talked about some of the criticism. I don't feel that anymore. I feel like a lot of people are kind of happy with this path. Do you feel a lot more positivity now surrounding your fights?
I believe that I am wasting talent if I'm not out there competing. I am wasting a God-given talent that has been blessed to me, and to be able to pay it forward and work with people and to teach and to coach. I'm making my way into coaching now. I've been in football. We ended up, what was it, 7 or 8, 2-1 for football. And so like we're back on winning schedule. This is a mentality that you have to have. Like, it's not just about the dub, but it's not about victory, but the work that you put into it and the smart shit that you go into it. I'm not one to have a repeat performance. I'm not trying to go out there and do the same thing that I did with Salt. I really am not. Like, I want to be the best boxer that I could possibly be. I was the best MMA fighter for the longest time. Feared. Fucking nobody wanted to fucking step inside that ring. Nobody wanted to talk shit. And now it's like the same thing. It's like, but I have people that are willing to take these fucking chances. That they're like, yeah, you got a couple losses. You're human. Well, fuck it. Thank God, man, because for a long time there, you guys weren't fucking even trying to compete against me. Now it's the fact it's like, all right, cool. Now I get to pick and choose like who the fuck I want to go against. Look, just give me somebody right here. We'll prepare for him. What's his name? What's his record? Is he right-handed? Is he southpaw? Where's he from? All right, cool. I'm going to go to the drawing boards. I'm going to build that dossier like I did for fucking McNuggets and for tiramisu. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to get this fucking job done in stylistic fashion too, because it's about making it look good in ring presence now, Mr. Ariel.
Yes, sir. It's interesting that we're talking to you on this Monday because UFC matchmaking is very much in the news. Guys who think that they should be getting title shots, guys like Lerone Murphy and Movsar Evloev, who have won 9 fights in a row, aren't getting title shots, are getting passed over for maybe more popular fighters, things like that. And it's also very reminiscent, Tony, of a guy named El Kukui who had to scratch and claw his way to get the shots that he wanted and still in the end didn't get that undisputed title shot. Do you look at any of this?
That is some the undisputed fucking belt ever. When I fought and I won that belt, and you had McNugget in the company trying to be sold and all the bullshit, everybody knows that that's the most undisputed fucking belt. We've had everybody fucking running when it goes into it. My conversations with Hunter are completely different than what everybody else's are. I'm a champ, bro. I'm a world fucking champ, and that's nobody could ever take that away. I have the fucking hardware.
That's fair.
Doesn't matter what anybody fucking says. That doesn't matter what anybody fucking says. It's like, after a while, it's like when you collect the same fucking metal over and over, it's like you kind of want a different piece of hardware. It's like, fuck, can I go to a different tournament? Like a lot of these kids that are bitching and moaning. You had Arman Saruki, and I saw him over in when I was for Hype Fighting.
Yeah.
Out there in Thailand. And he's like, hey, let's wrestle you. I want to grapple you. And I was like, you don't want to grapple me. I've been training, like I've been healing. I took some time off. I healed. During those times I was my feet were fucking broken, like on my shoulder and everything. It was not good. So like, and I'm telling him, and I was like, look, you don't want to grapple me. I was like, what's your ranking? And he's like, 2-1, I'm number 1. And I was like, well, you don't want to grapple me because I'm going to kick your ass. I'm going to take your ranking. I'm going to go back and win. I was like, you have no idea. A lot of these fighters, I was like, look, they might bitch and moan. So listen, if you guys are taking notes, you guys might bitch and moan. You're not, I got 9-fight win streak, 10 fight, whatever fucking win streak that you have. Dana don't like complainers. Fuck that. You don't like complainers. He wants go getters. You want people that are clutch. If you got a certain record, you got a certain fight, and you can pull in some people numbers by going out there and performing to the best of your fucking abilities by making that shit bloody, you're gonna get that shot. But if you're sitting there bitching and moaning all the fucking time and whining, nobody's gonna pay attention to you. What the fuck are you doing? Get out there, show the fuck what's up, keep practicing, work your ass off, and make it sharper in the time when you're over there inside the octagon. Do the right things inside the cage, say the right things as soon as you get out, go to the presser, say another fucking good couple things, and then prove that you really need that shot. Because if not, then they're gonna fucking pass you by. Because if you're not taking the opportunities that they give you, you're saying, no, I want this. And then they're going to say, fuck you. You know what? You didn't want to take this one. We're going to put you back in line. You're going to go 3 or 4 back. I've always said, yeah, I've always been the gamest one that's been out there and fucking always showed up. Doesn't matter who the fuck they put in front of me. If you're like that, you're going to get your chance. It's inevitable. But you're going to have to work your ass off. Bitching and moaning ain't going to do shit. It ain't going to do shit. It's like, I was little. My dad took me to a baseball game. It was my first game, Angels game. I thought it was Dodgers, Angels game. Foul ball was hit. We're there a couple hours early for the batting practice. You have all these annoying kids, like they're trying to get the security guard. They're hanging their gloves over and they're like, hey, throw it to me, throw it to me, throw it to me. My dad was like, hey, don't say, you see those kids? He's like, don't say anything. Hang your glove over the edge and maybe you'll get his attention. My dad's a hunter. He always taught me, he's like, sometimes you just got to be quiet and sit still. You won't be able to see anything if you're making too much noise. So a lot of UFC fighters that are out there bitching and moaning, yeah, you can make good noise, but sometimes you just got to sit down, think a little bit, and go a different route, man. Find a different trail so that way you can get that kill, get that victory, and get that title shot that you want, man, because you think you deserve it. You got 100 million other fucking people that think they deserve it too. So what's the difference between you and them?
Couldn't agree more with everything you're saying. The question that I wanted to ask was, though, was there any part of you saying, I'm happy I don't have to deal with those politics? Because it did get a little tiresome.
Absolutely not. No.
Okay.
Absolutely not. I mean, I took a break. When's the last time I took a break, Ariel? I never take a break.
Right.
I never take a break. I've let my feet heal. Like I'm telling you, I've fucked my feet. Like I've, preparing for these fights and I'm using my kicks and I'm not conditioning my shins or my feet the way I used to. Like, man, are like different things. Like it's like I took time to heal, and like where I'm at right now with boxing is my balance is getting a lot better. My defense and my counters, and I'm listening because usually all the time I'm a freestyler. I would just always just be kind of moving and doing this type of things. Well, my coaches, they have me and my trainers, they have me moving in certain mannerisms where I'm breaking old habits, which is fucking dope. So when I'm opening up in MMA sparring, I feel a difference, which is pretty fucking cool. I've never had a break and I'm doing this. Not saying I'm going to go and jump back in right away because why fix something that's not broken? I love this boxing thing right now. But in essence, it's like I'm getting sharper. We're talking about like weapon training. We're talking about doing like a lot of different things, Ariel, which is just what I've always wanted to do. MMA is one of those things where you have this pie, right? And you have all these cuts in it, but you have to realize that out of all those cuts, they're filled. All those time slots are filled. And if you want to add in some shit, it's going to take away from some stuff. And where I was at was I was taking away from a lot of family time. I was taking away a lot of from my business and so on, family, like just more than anything, family time. And after a while, I realized that when I had my break, I was like, fuck, man, I've been missing a lot. This is what I've been missing. But so and I get it. And I feel like everything's right back to normal. I'm like, fuck, all right. This isn't so bad. Like getting back to the routine, how college was, like in like 3-hour practices and so on and so forth, and getting this shit done, not feeling bad and going home and being able to go to bed early because you're fucking tired of shit. Like this feels good, man. This is a good way to end the year. The fight before Christmas, December 20th versus Warren Spencer. It's a good way to set forth whatever the fuck happens next year. Because I mean, shit, who knows? I mean, you've had GFL put some fucking thing up, and like you had like it's like who gives a fuck, man? Like right now, Misfits Boxing is this shit. I fucking love Misfits. Man's is cool as fuck. You have, KSI was a CEO. You have Andrew Tate, who's a CEO now, and like it's so many different directions where this sport's gonna go, and I'm excited to be right there knee deep.
Will you be at peace if you never fight in MMA again?
Oh, I'm fighting in MMA again, bro.
Okay, all right.
I have no idea. So, I mean, this shit's not going away. It's just right now, I'm enjoying keeping shoes on. I grew up playing football, wrestling, and then baseball. And then once in a while I played basketball. I played a lot of sports, dude. It was like, but everything was always changing. I live in California. Now hear me out. We don't have snow. We have rain, we have fires, we have seasons.
Yes.
But it's not like how I grew up where it's like when the change of the season happens, the change of the sport happens. It's been the same fucking sport forever for me. And then I didn't get a break. And I'm not telling you I got burned out, but damn, if you had to see one athlete get burned out and you had to explain it to somebody, you just show them my career real quick in the UFC, real fast. And then you show them what happens when you change sports up. And then you can come back and play the game later.
Mm.
So like that's the not I wouldn't call it even a predicament, but that's just like that's the faith in the direction of what I want to put my talent. Because damn, when I talked about like not even being in my prime, you talk about 41, dude, and just getting there. Like, how is that possible? At work. That's like mental experience. Like when sometimes you have people that they go to college and they don't know what the fuck they want to do. They go and they spend all their money getting their gen eds and everything out of it, and then they're dropping out because they don't know what the fuck they still want to do. Years later, sometimes with the experience or whatever they're working on, they get the experience and then go back to school because they know what they have now. They kind of experienced what they had in the real world. They're like, okay, no, this is the direction where I want to take my schooling. And then they go back and they understand where they needed to go. That's kind of how I feel right now.
Mm. Can I ask you, and I'll let you go in a moment, you know Patty and Justin very well. They're fighting each other for the interim belt. Who do you think wins that fight?
Patty. Only because Justin doesn't want another interim belt. That fucker, I mean, like, it's just it. You could tell, like, as soon as, like, when we were fighting, like, I prepared for a different guy. Like, I'd be real. And it was like, I wanted to go in there and, like, just, that's not about me anyways. We'll talk about Gaethje and Patty. Patty's not bad, dude. Patty's not bad. He's very beatable, and Gaethje's very beatable as well. But when it goes into the passion and how upsetting Justin Gaethje has always been about not getting that real title shot, and they just keep dangling it right there again. I mean, shit. Patty's in for a new treat, right? Patty's the one that's never fought for a belt. He's going in there. He's going to be trying to, get that stuff. He's going to feel a little bit more fresher. He's going to have that little bit of excitedness, in my opinion. So if I was going to the book and I was going to try to place the bet, I mean, shit, I would go with the new kid that's going in there and that's going in there for the new opportunity rather than the old kid that fought for the belt, disrespected it, threw it on the fucking ground, didn't give a shit for it. In my mentality, that's how he's going to be again. It's going to go for Patty, in my opinion. So best of luck for both of them. I hope they knock each other the fuck out.
Tony, it's great to have you back. It's great to have you back, man. Good luck, December 20th. Man. You seem happy. You seem good, healthy, excited, prepared. We're excited to see you back in action less than a month away, 19 days away to be exact. So looking forward to a nice little Christmas treat right before. They're calling it, what are they calling it? Absolutely. The fight before Christmas. Tony Ferguson versus Warren Spencer for the interim middleweight world title of Misfits Boxing. All the best to you, Tony. So great to hear from you. Good luck. Can't wait for the fight.
I appreciate that, Ariel. Thank you. Happy holidays, boys.
Same to you. All the best. There he is. The great El Kukui returning to action on the 20th of December. Dylan Dennis also on that card against Anthony Taylor. Main event, Andrew Tate against one Chase Demore. Thanks for watching this video. Before you go, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for us. Also, give us a thumbs up. Leave a nice comment. These things go a long way. And while you're here, do check out the rest of the channel. We've got live shows and full interviews, clips, and a whole lot more. We're doing big things here, and we appreciate your support very much.